go. All right, we've got our colors. Hello and welcome to my live stream. We are just going to be messing around with paint today. Going to be doing some pour painting. And we've got two different styles or rather methods we're going to be working with today. So for the first one, I am going to be doing a paper tube to pour all of the paint into. Then we're going to lift up and see what happens. And then the second canvas that we are going to be working on, I've got a regular cup. We are going to fill that up with our paint, and then we are going to pour it over this scooper right here. This is a painting scooper. I do not use it for litter boxes. It's just something that I picked up from the dollar store, and we've had amazing success with it in the past, or at least in one particular video, and I'll see about highlighting that video after this gets posted. If I forget, I apologize. It has been brutally hot here in Washington, so I think everybody's probably out finding some source of water to play in and all of that fun stuff. I'll just stay home and enjoy the AC. All right, so our color lineup, we've got an interesting array of pastels that seem to work really, really well together. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are going to be doing some pour painting. Here are our colors. All of these colors are mixed by hand with different kinds and different varieties of paints. Everything reaching from the dollar store to Michael's brand crafting paint. And then we've got neon green here. This is a homemade pink that I mixed up off camera. And then we've got a red. So this is our color lineup for today. Please do not ask for information or give information on the cat in the comments. This is a painting live stream. I am not sponsoring, or I don't have any Cash App affiliates or anything of the like. So please do not give out your information on this live stream. All right, for our first method of pour painting, we are going to be using the paper tube here. And this canvas has not been pre-painted. So let's get that in the center. We are going to go in with the homemade purple. And we're just going to pour straight into the cup. I'm not going to try and move this around too much. If some comes out the side, I'm perfectly fine with that. What happens is it will create a halo. It will create a halo effect. The more paint that I add in, the more gets squished out the sides. So I'm really just experimenting and playing around to see what happens. Sorry, Connor Reese, you will have to, you'll just have to hold on to your money because I don't have anything set up for donations. This is just purely for fun and for the love of art and paint. I am not making any money off this stream. Perhaps that'll be in the future, but I've only got like I think it was just barely 100 subscribers, or like 117 or something, so not famous enough to really be making money yet. And that's okay. Okay, so we've got our colors in there. Ooh, and it looks like we got some cells popping up on the side. That's pretty cool. Let's lift it up and see what happens. There we go. Interesting. Looks like the pink is star of our show today. Well, that looks kind of cool. It's very reminiscent of one of my other pour paintings I've done in the past. I like these little cells of yellow right there. That looks super cool. Awesome. Usually my first pour painting isn't as pretty as like this one. Okay, we are going to set that one aside. It turned out so nice. I really hope this one doesn't end up cracking. I've noticed with the high heats that we've been having in Washington, as the paint dries, it will shrivel and shrink really fast, and the paint ends up going away from the canvas. It really makes me sad when that happens. Okay, let's cover our sides. And hopefully we get some more cells developing. Okay, we will set that aside to dry. And next up, our second method, we are going to be using the pour cup along with kitty scooper. We're going to see what happens. So I'm going to keep the same colors as the previous one, and I know for a fact we will be getting some different results. I don't want to add too much paint, but I didn't have a shorter cup, so this will just have to do. Kind of makes me think of Scooby-Doo colors right there. Okay, and this is one of my favorites. It's like, no, paint skins. There we go. Crisis averted. Or not. I need to strain some of these colors. Okay, going in with the yellow, definitely given Scooby-Doo theme. Okay, let's go in with the pink. This color combination has done really nice for me in the past. So I think we're going to get something really cool with this. And lastly, that pinky red. Okay, there we go. There's our cup. We are going to set the scooper down and see what happens. I just got to remember to keep steady pressure on this. That already looks super cool. All right, we're gonna let the paint settle for just a moment. And then we're gonna lift up. Set that aside. Nice. I am seeing a lot of mud though. That's the one thing about using the scooper and contrasting colors. If your colors are not somewhat similar in the same color family and you try to mix them together, you will get mud. Okay, not bad. Perhaps this will develop more as it settles. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take some colors from the scoop and just kind of cover up those edges. And we don't have any more on the paper tube. Well, this might still continue to develop. We've already got a little bit of something going on right here. Cover up those sides. There we go. And let's have a closer look. Not bad. I might end up blowing this out. Pop some of those bubbles. See if maybe we've got some nice brighter colors on the inside. Oh, that almost looks like a hummingbird. Cute. If you guys see any pictures within my pour painting in the live stream, go ahead and take a screenshot and let me know what you see. Okay. Do I have a straw? I don't think I do. You know what? I don't think I'm going to use a straw. It looks pretty good just like that. I like it. Okay, let's bring the other one up so we can have a look at how that one is developing. There are many more cells that have formed. This one honestly looks super cool. That's nice. I think. Let me grab a torch and we'll pop bubbles that way. This is not flow paint. This is just regular acrylic crafting paint and dollar store paint mixed in. Sometimes by popping the bubbles that it can encourage the colors that are laying underneath to come up to the top. Oh no, I'm losing my fire. Come on. Time to get a new one. Ah, bummer. Well, I tried. I think these are developing really nicely. I've already got some yellow specks showing up here. Let me grab one more canvas and then we are going to call it a day. All right, I am back with another canvas. I'm just not I'm not ready to accept this one. This was a previous pour painting I've done in the past. It's just not doing anything for me anymore. So we are going to be pour painting over the top of it. Okay, there we go. And let's return with the paper tube. There we go. We are going to change things up with the color order, and we are going to go in with the yellow first. Then let's do the lime green. And then we'll do teal. Oh my wow. I need to strain out this teal. Nothing but paint skins. Gloss Clover from Apple Barrel, Deep Phthalo Blue from the dollar store, Turquoise Blue from Americana. Maybe just the combination of those needs to change. Okay, we'll go in with the purple after the red. And for our last color, let's stray away from those and we'll go with Deep Phthalo Blue from the dollar store and water. It's going to add a really nice dark contrast to everything. Not too much. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think that blue was a good call. Make sure everything reaches the edges. Interesting. Get the edges covered up. I like what's going on here. Got some nice purple cells forming right there. Got another boot. I think the last one was looked like a sock. One of my other pour paintings. See if I can zoom you guys in. There we go. Ooh, we got some double cells right there. Very nice. Okay. I like how everything's coming up to the surface the way how it is. I think I'll stretch it a little bit more this way to kind of encourage some more cells. Kind of help get rid of a lot of that yellow. Well, I don't mind yellow. I do like it, but it's really trying to take over. This looks pretty cool. Amazing what just a little bit of tilting will do to change your picture, your painting. I like it. That's neat. Okay, let's zoom you guys out. There we go. Look at that. That's awesome. All right, I think I've got my favorite for this live stream. Hello, thank you so much for joining me. Unfortunately, this was my last canvas for the day, but I'm glad you could stop in and say hello. Wow, this just continues to keep changing. I think that was a really good idea, adding that dark blue into the mix. But let's have a quick look at everything else that we did. Here is the second one I worked on. I might, if this ends up, I don't know, this one's pretty lackluster. I like the little bright specks in the center there, but I will not be doing a live stream tomorrow. I do live streams every Monday at 2 o'clock here on YouTube, where I do pour painting or sometimes spray painting if the weather is not completely dreadful outside. It's so incredibly hot. We are sitting in the high 80s all this week. But I will be live streaming Mondays, 2 p.m. every week. Or I guess every week, every Monday, 2 p.m. I like this one a lot. Alrighty. If you guys want to keep up with me and all of my pour painting shenanigans, you can check out my Instagram. Hey Gamer Chick, awesome, I'm glad you could stop by. Unfortunately, this is the end of the live stream, but everything will be posted on YouTube tomorrow for everybody to watch and see how these paintings came to be. If you want to keep up with me and be notified for when I am going live, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or you can check out my Instagram. My Instagram handle is the same name as my YouTube channel. There I will post pictures and updates of everything that I work on. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next Monday, 2 o'clock. Bye for now.